All right. Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Reinsurance podcast, live on board the yacht at Monte Carlo. I'm here today with another special guest. It's Frank Perkins, the CEO of Inari. Welcome, Frank. How are you doing?
Thank you, and thank you for having me aboard the Supercede yacht.
Oh, you're
Very
very
nice.
welcome. You're very welcome. We don't normally get to go on yachts and things, so thought we'd find one for the podcast and enjoy the opportunity to host people on board. But what I wanted to do was, in this session, get to know Inari a bit better. If you could give us a quick tour of Inari, but also understand your experience at Monte Carlo, how you make the most of this event. We really want our listeners to understand what it's like being here, what you can do through being here, and maybe calm some rumours that it's just a big party, because I think it's actually one of the best business conferences that you can go to in our industry. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of a big party, but in a good way. In a good way.
Very productive party.
Very productive party. So Inari, what we do at Inari, we create advanced policy administration systems for insurance and reinsurance, and also bordereaux management tools, right? And so we set the company up in 2017. There's 4 co-founders in the company. We all come from insurance and reinsurance backgrounds. Working in companies or actually founding or co-founding insurance companies in the past.
Nice.
And it's like that typical startup story. You always build something from pain you've endured, in previous life and so on.
So what were you doing before?
So along with one of my co-founders, we actually set up A&B with some other people.
Very cool.
And prior to that, the 4 founding members, we all worked together at HCC, now Tokyo Marine.
Excellent.
And then me personally, before that, I worked in telco and defense, and always within technology. So
A very exciting story.
a little bit varied. Yeah. So when we did the A&B sale, obviously not enough I couldn't retire on it. There's plenty of things to have accomplished, and I thought, okay, there's a bunch of technologies starting to become very mature that are going to help us solve some of these problems. So we always thought about building a platform that was easy to use, did a lot of the heavy lifting. So some of the topics we've been talking about this morning at the AI roundtable. A very different approach to how we capture data and how we use that data to service, or how the customers can service risk. And then a 4th bit, which is around about interconnectivity. So these are all sort of 2016 thoughts. And so through that, I built first prototype, in romantic old days, first prototype
Nice.
in my study at home.
Yeah.
And then once that was proven to work, then we put together, very fortunate to put together a founding team, and then we're off to the races. And but we started out as 8 people in 2017, and as of this week, which we're celebrating our 6th anniversary on Thursday.
Congratulations. Happy birthday, I guess I should say.
Thank you. We'll be a little bit south of 60 people now in the organization.
Amazing.
Covering these products with clients all around the globe.
Very exciting. And you said from a lifestyle perspective, as we are here on a yacht, a lot of you guys are based in Barcelona. I mean, that's got to be a strong recruitment attraction for people who want to work in our industry, but from somewhere as hot as this, I guess.
Yeah, well, today's, I think, is a little bit hotter. So at the very beginning, it was, you try and set up companies with people you trust, people that you know, and so most of us were in Barcelona at that time. We always set up the company thinking about, we don't really have a remote work policy, we have a policy of work. So wherever work needs
Nice
to
way
take
to
place.
think about it.
Yeah, exactly. And then over time, as we started to expand, as you know, the last 10 years, it's been very competitive, especially in the tech and product area. We started hiring a bunch of people within Spain.
Yeah.
And then after that, we expanded overseas. So one of my colleagues, she's here today at the rendezvous. When we first hired her, she was living in Lebanon, and then eventually ended up in Barcelona living. And now, as we continue to expand, the philosophy of the company is product, tech, back office in sunny Barcelona, and then all our commercial efforts, we have them localized, London, in the future US, etc. And it is easy to attract people to
Yeah.
to the city.
Very, very cool. And in case our listeners are able to hear any of the background noise, it is buzzing here and mad. They're currently setting up the Monaco Yacht Show, I think,
Yes,
just
yeah.
outside. But just as a final thought before we wrap up, what do you guys tend to do whilst you're here? Are you running about trying to find new clients? Are you meeting existing customers? What's the main focus for you whilst you're here? And any other special announcements or news you want to share with our audience?
Yeah, well, just to talk about the Monte Carlo Rendezvous itself, I think it is an amazing event, right? So it's very, very rarely do you have all the thought leadership of the reinsurance industry in one same place.
Yep.
And being able to have really productive and meaningful conversations. So I think as a commercial component, to like many of us, we supply systems and platforms for reinsurance.
Yep.
That's obviously a part. I think even more interesting than that, it's a lot of the events that take place, like the roundtables, chats, presentations, and also doing a lot of listening, right? So where is the market? Where's the reinsurance market going? What are the trends? How can we continue to serve it? And sort of picking out from these data points and how can we figure out future features and functionality that may serve the market. So it really is a great event. Very long days. They start very early and they end very late.
Yeah, as we found out.
In the very wee hours of the morning. But it's a really fun 3 or 4 days. It's super productive and you end up building a lot of, it's a relationship-based business.
Very cool.
And so over the years you end up building a lot of really great relationships. And it's like, some people you only see them once a year and it's really great to reconnect and find out what they're doing. And as for announcements, well, we have our 6th anniversary, but we sent out a press release a few days ago. We just completed our seed funding round.
Amazing.
6 years into the company.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a nice timing in some ways.
Yeah, so we've been, we have some really great investors that have really brought very, very quickly a lot of interesting ideas and input to the table. And so it's another thing for us to celebrate.
Well, congratulations again. Yeah,
Thank you.
Brilliant to have you on the show and to have you on board the Supercede yacht. But thanks again for joining us, Frank Perkins. We'll see you all over the event in the hours and days to come.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Cheers.